Hello everybody and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. Today I am doing kind of a special build. I decided to do this one because I thought it would give me something to talk about and get me used to like narrating these videos and talking to myself for however many minutes the build goes on. But this build is actually my grandparents' trailer, or well, used to be their trailer. I spent a lot of time here. Like when I was little, it was every weekend we were there, and then as I got older, we were still around a lot. I was over there many times during the week. And so it was really special for me to do this build, and I really had a lot of fun doing this. I have a whole lot of fun memories with this trailer and all the good times I had with family. Every weekend, my brother and I would go and stay the night, and our cousins would also come down too. So, like, all four of us, plus my grandparents. So that'd make six of us in this tiny, tiny trailer with only one bedroom. So it was always like a really packed weekend and really fun. I remember in the living room we would always build all of these forts and everything with the couches, and like on the floor they had vents for the air conditioner and everything. So like we would build our forts. We'd take out the card table, like the little folding table, and we like put it in front of the couch, and we have like chairs and stretch all of these blankets because my grandparents always had so many blankets because I don't think they ever threw anything away like that. And so we'd always stretch them all over, and with the vent being on the floor and kind of close to the couch, we ended up always stretching a blanket over and kind of like putting down the sides, so then like we had like this ventilation going on in our own forts, and it was a pretty nice deal, pretty nice gig going on there. And so it was just always such a fun time coming over here. Over here on the side, we have like a little screened in porch area. My parents actually helped them do that add on to the trailer, and I also think they did the garage, if I remember correctly. I'm not too sure about that. Um, but always, it was a lot of work, and it turned out really nice of what they had done. Um, and so every weekend we'd come down, and like during the summer we'd always go up camping too because they had a camper. And so like we would have weekends where all four of us would go with my grandparents up to the mountains, and we'd go fishing and hiking and just have a great time. And then we'd always have like a weekend with our grandparents like separately. So like my cousins would go with them up there for a weekend, and then my brother and I would go up there for a weekend, and then there were some times that my parents would also come up and join us um, at in the weekend, so we'd all have a good time. So fishing was um, a really important hobby for all of us. We all done it, we all loved to do it and everything, and it's something that we all really love to do because we'd even take fishing trips going up to like Red Feather and all different lakes just to go fishing for a day or something. So it's something we all really like to do together. My grandmother wasn't always the biggest fan of fishing, but she came with us just to hang out, and she always loved to help us, and we always had ourselves a great old time. So this kitchen here, um, what was I gonna say? Oh, I lost my thought. Way to go. That's a great video part right there. Well, I'll just continue. So, um, in the living room, you'll see in a minute, over here, they had like this little cabinet that my grandmother would like put books in and everything, and up above it, she had pictures. There was three. There was a picture with me, my brother, and then our cousins with my grandparents, and then that was in the middle, and then on each side, I to the left was a picture of my two cousins when they were little, and then on the right was a picture of my brother and I when we were little. And so then they had this. So then next to it, they had this red couch, like this red pattern couch. It was kind of ugly, but it was like it. I think it had a hide bed in it, and it also had a recliner on the end that had a massage. That was always so great in there. But I couldn't find the correct pattern couch for the red one, so I just stuck that gray one or black one in there. Over off to the side, you'll see like this little room area cut off. That's actually a closet that had like glass doors, because like this living room, it used to be a bedroom. Like it cut off like kind of where the door is, like where the windows are. It cut off, and it was actually a like no, it was like towards the end of the window over there by the one chair by this chair. Um, but it used to be a bedroom. So since it was just like my grandparents, they took down that wall to make a bigger living room, and like this closet that's over here actually ended up being my grandmother's, and she filled up the whole entire thing with her clothes. She had so many clothes. It was amazing. Um, and so uh, they kept the closet, because then my grandfather, he had the closet in the bedroom, and he too had so many clothes. Like, in their closet in the bedroom also had the glass sliding doors, and since I wasn't really going to be using it as a closet in The Sims, I just put some windows in. Not windows, mirrors in to kind of mimic the doors. So my grandmother always had like shelving in her bedroom, and like she had like these dolls that she had up there. Like there was a little mouse that I think she made, and like this really like creepy like yarn clown. Like it had like a plastic clown head, and like its body was like made out of yarn. It was really weird and really creepy. Like I don't even know why she had it. Um, so now we're back in the kitchen. So the table that I have in here, you'll see I'll have like regular chairs, and then at the end there's going to be a desk chair. The reason for that is because my grandmother actually ended up getting Alzheimer's, and when we started having to do stuff for her to like help her out and everything, because um, she just couldn't do it anymore, we ended up putting an office chair that had wheels on it. Um, so we can set her down and wheel her up to the table, because it was hard for my grandfather to like push a regular chair in when she's sitting on it. So we ended up getting an office chair so we could set her and just roll her up to the table. It was kind of nice, and then she could like roll herself back if she needed to and everything. And so it just really helped a lot. So that's why that office chair is just randomly there at the dining table and everything. What else am I gonna talk about? Now I'm at a loss. Oh, in there, I remember when I was little, we were in the living room, and we're doing all the all like this aesthetic stuff. Um, we actually done the ceiling, and we done like that popcorn ceiling. And as they were doing it, I remember standing there, and my grandmother had like a bunch of glitter, and she'd come out into the living room. I think they put that popcorn ceiling like all throughout the house. Maybe not in the bathroom, not in the bathroom or their room, but like the living room and the kitchen. They put that popcorn ceiling in, and she was in there, and she had like handfuls of glitter. She's just walking around. She like looks at me, and she has this grin on her face. She looks up, and she's like, plop, and she just throws it up onto the wet ceiling. So then like when you look up to the ceiling, like it's all glittery, and it shines, and it's so funny. But I just remember her walking throughout the house, just throwing it up there, and my grandfather just shakes his head at everything, and my mom was with me, and we were watching, and I think I helped them throw some glitter up, and it was so funny to watch her, because she just got such a kick out of it, and the grin on her face was so funny. Um, so at the back here, there's a shed, and they had like a little sand pit for us over here in the back. There's some bushes that I'll be putting. I'll wait till then. But they had like this little patio area with the grill, and like they had a swing, but like we don't have swings here. How sad. So I couldn't. put that back there. So on the side and over here in front of the house, you'll see me putting down the little fences. There are little garden areas that my grandmother had. She liked to garden. And most of the stuff that you will find in her garden, like all the way across the left side of the house and in the front, mostly you will find irises. Irises were her like really favorite flower. And so she had irises everywhere. And I remember my grandfather actually didn't like them. Like he didn't really like them very much, but he let her have it. And he had a little garden area in the back by where the entrance to the garage door is, that little area back there. He had his own garden where he would grow tomatoes and such, and he had a rhubarb plant, which is the one that I'm doing right now. It's in front of the house there. He had rhubarb plants up front, and then over here at the back fence was actually raspberry bushes that he had. So we always had fresh raspberries to eat. I remember going and just like picking them off the bushes to eat. He had so many raspberries. Like it was insane like how many we would always get. And we'd always have fresh rhubarb and everything from the rhubarb, and we'd be like making rhubarb pie and all of that stuff. We'd get zucchinis and stuff, and it was really a fun time. I remember with the gardens, and my grandmother started going downhill, and my grandfather wasn't really one to clean her garden that much. He ended up like telling us when we were mowing the lawn, because we'd go and help him mow the lawn. He told us just to run the flowers over with the lawnmower, like kind of like what? And he takes the lawnmower from my brother and just like runs over the flowers. It's like, Grandpa, what are you doing? Oh my goodness. Okay, so it looks like we're getting to the end. I hope you enjoyed my video. Oh, I guess I lied. We're not at the end yet. Look at that. I'm jumping the gun. I can still tell more stories. But anyways, back to running it over. And I just remember watching him. He takes the lawnmower and he just go like this and runs it all over. And I'm just like, what are you doing? Like he didn't want to deal with it anymore. I don't know if it's just because he didn't want to keep up on it, if it was hard for him because, that's what my grandmother loved and she really couldn't do it anymore, or, whatever it was, like, but it was just the sight. um with my grandmother, she was kind of, I don't have a lot of memories with her, like most of my memories from when I was little, because I was so young when she started forgetting things and coming down with Alzheimer's. There's not a lot of memories that I have that are of, her forgetting, but I always remember my grandfather would say something and then she would just contradict it. Like he would, like we would always have toast or strudels in the morning for breakfast. We could have dessert if we wanted to. Oh, the three pictures that I put above the bed a little bit ago. Those three pictures are actually mimicking the ones that my grandparents had of my dad and his two brothers. The funny thing about their pictures is they're high school pictures. If you looked at all three at the same time, there were very little differences. Like they all looked pretty much the same, except if you got to um, the youngest. He had a little more differences to him. But I mean, you looked at them all three, you wouldn't even know who is who until somebody actually told you, because they looked so identical. It was crazy. You would think that they just took one picture and just had three of the same. It was so funny. In the garage, the thing that I actually hate, like in the garage there was like this raised, like a raised portion in the garage where the door is at. We had a little platform and stairs on each side. I can't make that, sadly. That's the one thing that I hate. Like when you go to do raised houses and everything, you can't like raise a portion of the house and have one like down ground level. Like the garage could be down level, like on ground level. I can't do that like I could in The Sims 3. I wish they would bring that back. It'd be so much easier. Like it'd just be so much easier to do some like really crafty builds if I could like have platforms that I can set in places. Um, so I kind of put just like kind of some random dolls in on the shelves in here to kind of mimic what my grandmother had. The thing that I really hate the most is like the window that's in their room. I couldn't find the correct one to like because it was kind of big but not as big as this one, and I couldn't get it to like center in the room, and their window was actually centered in the room and everything, so I was really frustrated with that. And in the bathroom, I also had the same problem with the window. The window is supposed to be over a little more, and I couldn't get it to go over. Um, I don't know why, but it just, oh, some things frustrated me. But yeah, as you see, I kind of extended the garden because, like, her iris garden and everything went all the way and kind of met the raspberry bushes at the end and everything. She had a lot. There was some stuff mixed in there like snapdragons and other types of flowers, but the main focus was always irises. And there were always different colors too. I think she mainly stuck with blue ones and white ones was what I saw a lot. And then like I didn't do this in the front, but like down like right at the front where the sidewalk meets, there's like another border that stretches across, and those like in front, just in front, those also had like flowers in. I think there was like some little bushes in there too. Um, I think there was some little bushes too. Yeah, there was the little bushes. So like there's the like little garden like lining the front as well. That also got mowed over too. Um, and then we had like two little flower pots that you saw that I put down there, and he had he had some vegetable plants in there too. I just can't remember what. Oh, I remember like out past because he lived in a trailer park. And we used to always go and play baseball back there, and that's why there's like a little gate back here by the shed because we'd always go out into the field. We'd go and play baseball and run around and have a good old time. So now we're at the end of the build. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time, guys. Bye bye. Truth is, guys, I actually had to cut down my narration for this video because I babbled way too long for this video. Like, I just had so much to say and like too little time.